Xiaomi 13 Pro, the latest and the greatest phone that you can buy from Xiaomi this first quarter of 2023. Well, until the Xiaomi 13 Ultra arrives. This is the current best phone that Xiaomi has to offer that is partnered with Leica. Want to know more about this phone? Don't go away after this quick intro. So hi guys, ako pala si Rich from the Gadget Sidekick and welcome back to my channel. Itong 12256 gig of storage, the variant will come at a price point of 59,999 pesos. But before we start, unbox muna natin. So finally, this is the Xiaomi 13 Pro and this phone is being co-engineered with Leica. And it's 5G powered so you don't have to worry about mobile data speed. And of course, this one comes with your favorite Google apps. What I have here is the most premium edition that the phone has to offer. Ceramic black, 12 gigs of RAM and a 512 gigs of storage. Calling my trusty gold cutter. Slice it up. Slowly. Thanks, cutter. Okay, for the opening part. Wow. You can see the bold letters Xiaomi. Currently, this phone is the best that Xiaomi has to offer. Of course, let's not talk about the 12S Ultra. You have your SIM ejector pin here. Quite a number of documentation here. A nice jelly case. Soft jelly case. With a QR code back here. And now for the main course. The Xiaomi 13 Pro, it has a Leica professional optical lens with 1-inch ultra-large sensor. And of course, being powered by the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It has a nice WQHD plus dynamic AMOLED display with 120Hz of screen refresh rate. And of course, my favorite 120 watts hypercharge, and it's also being supported with a 50 watts of wireless turbo charging. Okay, so first comment, the camera bump is way different than the one from the 12 Pro. Of course, let's finish other things inside the box. Type-C cable, 120 watts power brick with hypercharge. And well, I missed that Type-C to audio adapter. Well, you have to buy it separately. And that's it. Let's focus. Let me peel it off for you. Ooh, so sticky. Now you have to be a little bit careful if you don't want to tear this packaging. Okay, it's off. Oops. Nice, I like this ceramic back. Really nice. And it brings back a lot of memories. I remember my Xiaomi 6 being the first one to have a ceramic back. So allow me to give you a quick phone tour. Underneath we have your loudspeaker, microphone in, Type-C port, some antenna bands over here, and of course your SIM tray, which supports 2 5G SIM. On the side, you have your power button, of course your volume rocker. On top, we have a speaker, a IR blaster, and of course noise cancelling mics. On the other side, just some antenna bands. Your 1-inch sensor from Leica is at the back. A really nice, smooth ceramic finish, which is scratch resistant, by the way. And of course, your punch-hole front camera. Let's turn it on. Xiaomi logo. So this is one of the phones that ships with the Xiaomi MIUI 14 out of the box. So let's just quickly set it up. Setup complete. So you've seen the unboxing of this phone, and this phone is weighing at around 229 grams. And the back finish of this one is ceramic finish, and this phone comes in 2 colors. You have the ceramic black and the ceramic white. And I prefer the black because it's a little bit more elegant than the white. Of course, that's my personal preference. The front glass is being protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and this has a IP68 rating, and the side frames are from aluminum metal. And as we all know that this phone comes with the industry-leading Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It's probably the most powerful processor that Qualcomm has to offer this first quarter. And of course, you know that swiping left and right, it's really smooth thanks to its really fast processor. And of course, having that really nice processor, we want to check the benchmark of this phone. Taking a quick look at Antutu benchmark, it has a really whopping score at 1.25 million points. Breaking it down, these are the scores. Geekbench has given it a really high score here. Well, checking its thermals, it looks good here, achieving a maximum of 352,000 GIPS. We'll talk more about the thermals later during the game test. Well, what do you know? This phone has maxed out on the Wildlife on 3D Mark, meaning that this phone can give you really a nice gaming experience. So let's talk a little bit more about the screen of this phone. This phone has a 6.73 AMOLED display, 120Hz of screen refresh rate, It's made out of E6 OLED materials, by the way, and it has the Adaptive Sync Pro up to 240 Hz of touch sampling rate. Maximum brightness, 1900 nits. It has Pro HDR display, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and of course, sunlight mode. It even has a SGS Eye Care display certification. Now, telling you all of those specs, basically the phone has a very nice display. After using this phone for roughly 2 weeks, I can say watching videos on this one is really giving me that good experience. Overall, watching it on Netflix, Disney Plus, and of course YouTube here, the experience is really nice. And I can say that thanks to the SGS certification, it's not really that strenuous to my eyes. Even that I use this phone for the full day for testing and of course as my daily driver, it's really friendly to my eyes. Now, watching all of those videos here on my phone, I can say the colors are really punchy. And of course, the black is blacker. And I really love binge watching on this phone, especially the nice display and the curved screen glass, giving me that better experience as compared to other flagships. Now, one of the things that I always do on this phone is to check the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, TikTok. It's really smooth thanks to its 120 Hz of screen refresh rate. And the scrolling experience is really nice, like no other. And of course, this is how it looks like on TikTok. Really smooth, no lags. Now, listening to my favorite music on Spotify, YouTube Music, and from other sources online, I can say the sound is good. It has stereo speakers and, well, one is firing down from here and the other one is coming from the earpiece. How about a quick sound test?
Ever since the world found out about your powers, a lot of your old enemies have come crawling out of the woodwork, hoping to get revenge, hurting those close to you.
Well, honestly, the sound is not really too balanced. I can say that the sound coming down here from the down-firing speaker is a little bit louder compared to the one on the earpiece because of probably the vent here is a little bit smaller compared to this one. But overall, the loudness is just ample enough to fill a small room, which I think it's pretty much okay for you and me. But if you want a more immersive sound experience, I would suggest you try out the Xiaomi Buds 3 Pro. Guys, Xiaomi 13 Pro is running on Android 13 and it comes with the Xiaomi MIUI 14, probably one of the first to ship with this one. And I can say the experience really is nice. Lesser bloatwares, faster experience, I can say, from the Xiaomi MIUI 14. Well, probably we can make a separate video for that one if you like. And this phone comes with a 4,820 mAh of battery and it can support up to 120 watts of fast charging, 50 watts of wireless charging, and of course, 10 watts of reverse charging. So I was able to drain this phone down to 10% and charging back up to 100. It only take me roughly 20 minutes to complete the whole task. And I've tried to rate the battery of this phone. And I tried to check it on PCMark battery stress test. It was able to give me a 14 hours of screen on time. Now, based on my user experience on daily average usage for the past 2 weeks, I can say that this phone can last me more than a day on daily average usage. It means that when you use it for photography, for Facebook, social media, taking some calls, but mostly I'm running on Wi-Fi and just a few casual gaming, 1 day and a half is pretty much achievable for this phone. By the way, guys, this phone has the latest Bluetooth 5.3 and it also has the latest Wi-Fi 7. And trying the 5G on this phone for Globe Smart here in the Philippines, I can say the speed is pretty awesome. Was able to gather 5G speed in just a click of a hand. Really fast. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the gaming on this phone. Like I showed you a while ago that this one has maxed out on 3D Mark graphics test, and it even has a nice thermals as based from Thermal Throttling app. Now, putting into the test for gaming, I was able to play several titles: Call of Duty Mobile, Tower Fantasy, Genshin Impact, and I can say all of these games, especially Call of Duty, one of my favorite games, I was able to play it on high graphics and the game was really smooth. And trying it on Tower Fantasy was equally nice as well. Haven't really felt any lags, and the 240 Hz of touch sampling rate has really kicked in. I can see that the touch response is pretty fast. Didn't feel any lags from this game. And for my final test, of course, Genshin Impact, probably one of the heaviest game to play on any mobile phones. And I can say that playing this game, putting it to the max setting, everything, and of course, setting it to the max performance on Game Turbo mode, this phone was able to give me a very nice game experience on Genshin Impact. I could hardly feel any lags on this phone, and of course, putting it on 60 frames per second, this phone was able to, well, give me a good experience even after playing for 30 minutes straight non-stop. I could hardly feel it. And the maximum heat that I achieved on the back of this phone is 44 degrees Celsius. And right now, we're down to my favorite topic for this phone, the camera. Did you know that this phone is the first ever Leica collaborated Xiaomi phone ever released globally? Of course, Xiaomi 12S Ultra is not counted, it only released in China. And I'm really excited to try to show you all the camera shots that I got from this phone. But of course, let's talk about the sensors first. This phone sports the Leica professional optical lens. Of course, we know that it's a 1-inch large sensor, and of course it has a 75mm floating telephoto lens, and this one is being powered by a 50MP wide angle camera, Sony IMX989, and it has the aperture of 1.9. This one supports Xiaomi Pro Focus, 8K video, ultra night video, and of course one-click AI cinema. And this one also comes with a 50MP telephoto camera with OIS with an aperture of 2.0. And the third lens is a 50MP ultra wide angle camera lens with an aperture of 2.2 with a 115 degrees field of view. And the front camera, it's a 32MP in-display selfie camera with an aperture of 2.0 and a field of view of 90 degrees. And did you know that all of the camera sensor that I mentioned is being calibrated by Leica? For the past 2 weeks, I was able to bring this phone out for a trip, being outdoors, indoors. I was able to really gather some really nice shots. Most of these shots are being captured using Leica Vibrant, and the shots are really nice. I can say it's outstanding. Most of the shots that I took are really sharp, and the colors are really punchy. I like it. Really natural, not too over-exaggerated on the saturation, but it's more of the natural colors, by the way. Trying to use it outdoors, I can say most of the shots that I've taken is really nice. Using the zoom lens, I can say it's equally nice, and I can say that, and the colors has hardly changed. Using from the wide angle to the normal lens to the zoom lens, most of the colors have been kept intact. Bringing this camera indoors, I can say most of the shots I was able to take are quite dramatic. It's really nice, and many of these shots are being taken at low light situation. And you can really imagine how good the camera really is. The Leica Vibrant was able to take in some of these really nice shots indoors. I'm really amazed, to be honest. It can turn any casual photographer into a professional one using this camera. And I also tried the ultra night mode on this phone, and I was able to gather some really nice shots on dark situation, turning some of these really dark scenes into something very dramatic. Now, I didn't only use this phone for photography, but I also use it for taking some nice videos. Trying some videos using the front-facing camera. Here's some samples. So guys, this is the resolution you'll be getting from the Xiaomi 13 Pro. And right now, I'm shooting at 1080p and 30 FPS. And you can see that the resolution is definitely nice. And you can see all the details of the leaves behind me. And you can see all the details of the building behind me. What do you think? Pro camera for a non-pro like me? Not bad. I was able to gather some 4K 60 FPS videos as well. Check this out. So guys, nakita na ang full review natin ng Xiaomi 13 Pro. Well, to be honest with you, ang ganda nito phone na ito. Everything you can do here, sobrang ganda ng specs, ang ganda ng kanyang camera, pati gaming, okay na okay din siya. overall, pati viewing videos, watching videos dito is definitely a winner. But of course, it comes with a heavier price tag this time around, and the price nitong 12256 would start at 59,999. Well, it took a price hike from the Xiaomi 12 Pro, which I remember ang price was around 48,999 back then. Alam naman natin itong phone na ito, it can go toe-to-toe with the flagship of other brands, pati presyo, nakipag-toe-to-toe na rin nga lang siya. Sulit or hindi, it's up to you to decide. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon para hindi na miss mga future uploads here from my channel. And so, ako pala si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up?